Hey, Nicole, quick question.
What?
Would you rather send a text to the wrong person or accidentally join the wrong voice chat online?
I think we both know the answer to this one.
What is the answer?
I'd rather send the wrong text message.
Why is that?
I have a story about voice chat.
Oh, yeah. I think it's not you have a story. It's we have a story.
Yeah.
But that's for another podcast episode.
No, I'm not talking about that today. I'm not. That's an embarrassing story.
Yes, it's the most embarrassing story that you could ever have. Fair enough. Well, today we're talking about something that lives somewhere between those worlds.
Yeah?
Yep. We're talking about technology.
The good.
The bad.
And how we raise kids to navigate it wisely.
This is Table for Two.
Through storms and swallowed on noise, church keys in hand, coffee in mugs, our lives held together by grace and a few hugs. They said she submits, we said we both do. It's not about ladders, it's me and you, serving the kingdom in aprons and jeans, laugh lines and calloused hands and holy routines. At this table for two, there's room for you. Pull up a chair, we'll tell the truth. From love and faith with the side of for face-filled talk.
Now, before we jump into today's conversation, let's start with a question.
And just so you know, we would love to hear your comments, your answers to this question in the comments. It's probably a better way to say this.
Yeah.
We should probably have slept better before we started recording this.
Yeah, because we both know we're both exhausted. But here's the question. What video game did you spend way too much time playing growing up?
Is it safe to admit some of these? Now,
Yeah.
Is there a statute of limitations on your parents being able to punish you for games you shouldn't have been playing?
I don't think there's a statute of limitations, but your parents are not able to punish you.
Okay, good. Well, GoldenEye is one I played a lot at a friend's house, back in the day on Nintendo 64. Most of my games happen on Nintendo 64, except my favorite game to play ever. You see, kids, there's this game called Halo. And you went around, it was about evolved combat where you're like a guy in a robot suit and you went around shooting up aliens.
Is that the one that you kept killing?
Yeah, I kept killing it. You can tell that story here in a minute. But anyway, so I was playing this game, and now when you play games like multiplayer now, most of the time you play them online, so you don't even have to be in the same room.
No.
But when you play multiplayer on Halo on the original Xbox, you had to actually hook it to a TV, have 4 other people in the room with you, and then you could play capture the flag, right? So there's 2 bases, and you actually had guns and bombs and grenades and tanks and anything you think of, you had it to blow each other up trying to steal the flag. But we also discovered, again, you could have more than that. You could actually hook up to 4 Xboxes together and have a huge Halo battle. Now, the Halo battles we had were never that big. We usually had 2 Xboxes, so it was 4 on 4. And I remember we'd always go to our youth leader's house to have these parties, right? And sometimes we would get in trouble because we ordered pizza because, she would leave with her husband and leave all of us teen boys there by ourselves. Mm-hmm. And we'd order pizza. And we'd get in trouble because she is one of those moms that like things nice and neat. And, well, we're teen boys and nice and neat is not in our wheelhouse. But we would play these Halo parties. And we just have I have so many great memories of just sitting around the living room, throwing grenades and sticking it to people. So many times of playing rounds where everybody had rocket launchers only, and it was just a great time.
Yeah, I didn't grow up playing video games very much.
Yeah, and so real quick for a couple answers. I tried to teach her to play Halo on the 360, but it's Halo 2, and she got really mad at me for no reason.
No reason. Okay. So again, I didn't grow up playing video games. I think I played Halo once on my cousin's console when I was growing up. But so I never played this game. And Jason figured out that he could throw sticky grenades up the elevator shaft. And I kept respawning on the right next to this elevator shaft, and he kept killing me. And then I'd respawn in the same spot, and he'd throw another grenade up the elevator shaft, and it would come and stick to me. And then
It was the longest killing spree of my Halo career.
I think he killed me like 25 times. I'm
incredible.
not even exaggerating.
I couldn't believe they kept responding in the same spot.
Yeah, I finally threw the controller at him and told him I was done. I was done playing.
And she never played Halo with me again?
I never did. But my answer, because I didn't play video games very much.
No.
My brother at one point was able to get a Nintendo 64, and he set it up in his room because he had his own TV and everything. But like we didn't as a family own a console. It was my brother's console. And I used he loved GoldenEye.
Yeah, it was a game.
That was one of his favorites. He also I think he had Diddy Kong Racing, which I loved that one too. But there were two that I really loved, and one was Army Men. But I only loved playing with Johnny because he would allow us to do the cheats. And so I would do unlimited ammo, and I would just go around with a flamethrower or a machine gun, just like shooting nonstop. And half the time I killed him without even knowing he was there. So that was a lot of fun. But the other one was Road Rage. Do you remember Road Rage?
I remember Road Rage, okay. Yes. I played it on PC, though. I didn't play it on Nintendo or PlayStation.
It was so much fun, though. Like, for those of you who don't know, Road Rage was it was a racing game, but you were on a motorcycle and you had nightsticks and crowbars and things that you
kinds of weapons.
Yeah, you were able to hit the other players as you're trying to race and trying to get ahead of them. And I was horrible at that game. I don't think I won once, but it was so much fun. And I kept finding these shortcut trails and stuff like that, trying to beat it, but it was so much fun. And I was able to take my road rage out on a bunch of NPCs.
I think that's Nicole's problem now, though, when she drives, because she has no way to take out her road rage. It's from playing this violent video game, which I'm kind of undermining our entire philosophy of this episode by saying this, but maybe. Again, we'd love to hear what game was yours? What game took up a lot of your time as a kid? Okay, maybe even as an adult. What game took up a lot of your time? We'd love to hear you. Post in the comments on our Facebook page. We really do enjoy seeing your feedback and hearing from you. So please do that.
Yeah.
Nicole, you just got a text message. You might want to check it out.
The following segment is not based on any real-life events or happenings. The names are made up. Just like Who's on His Way, the characters and names are not real, but the points might be.
Okay, so today's message, it looks like it's not from Sadie, or it's not about Sadie.
Yes. It's
a
bit of a change of direction, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So here's today's message. Again, we've talked about Sadie, we've talked about Amber, her mom, and the mother-in-law, Linda.
And the father-in-law, Frank.
Yeah. But now we're going to meet another member of the family. And Amber writes, "Hey, Nicole, Josh and I had one of those conversations where nobody was yelling, but nobody was really smiling either. Linda stopped by the house yesterday while I was at work. Except she didn't really stop by. She let herself in.
She broke in and entered."
Well, Josh says she was just helping, but apparently helping included reorganizing my pantry, cleaning out my refrigerator, and going through Sadie's room because she wanted to make sure everything looked appropriate. Josh kept saying, "That's just mom." And honestly, I know he's not trying to dismiss my feelings. That's just the family he grew up in. I know Linda loves us. I know she loves Sadie, but I don't think loving someone gives you unlimited access to their home or their lives. I finally told Josh I think we need to set some boundaries, and he got really quiet. Finally, he's like, "Mom isn't going to like that." And I told him, "I'm not trying to punish your mom. I'm just trying to protect our peace." After about 5 minutes, he sighed and said, "You're probably right." But then he added, "Just know Mom's going to blame you." I replied, I'm pretty sure she already does. Please tell me we are not the only family learning how to set healthy boundaries.
Wow.
Yay.
That sounds like a bit much.
Yeah.
I mean, cleaning out the fridge, okay. If somebody wants to break in my house and clean out the fridge, I'd let them.
Okay, but here's the thing. How does Linda know that what she's tossing out out of the fridge is something that they're not going to use for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really what the issue is. It's you're stepping into somebody else's space, assuming what their plans are.
Yeah.
Assuming, also going on the assumption, I know what's best for them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of an interesting thing. And unfortunately, this is a reality for a lot of married couples, actually. So when Amber is asking us if this is... Learning to set healthy boundaries with family is important. Mm-hmm. It really is. Again, I don't think Josh is a bad husband. I don't think Amber is trying to stir up drama. And Linda probably does mean well. But loving somebody doesn't mean that they get no boundaries. There are boundaries that we put in place.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not crazy about Josh's response either.
Yeah, there's a part of that I agree.
For one thing, when you're a married couple, you need to be a united front. So if Josh has an issue with it, he needs to talk about it.
Yes.
Not just be like, well, mom's going to blame you.
Yeah.
Because that just tells me that Josh is not supporting his wife, and that when mom starts to complain to Josh, because we know she's going to, that Josh is going to be like, well, it's Amber's decision.
How Amber is.
Yeah, you know how Amber is. That's not united.
Right.
That's not okay.
Right. And this is an important discussion because the Bible is pretty clear on how this is supposed to play out, right? He says
leave and cleave.
Yeah, the husband is to leave his family and cleave to his wife, right? And so why is that? It's because the husband and wife, are creating a new family. They are creating their own family. Yes, is it an extension of the old one? Yes. Is it connected to the old one? Yes. But they are forming a new family. They are forming a new life together. And parents can be a blessing in that, right? They can provide wisdom, but in the end, at some point, you have to respect the boundary that this is still your child, but this is no longer your space to step into.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm just going to say this. So it looked like Linda reorganized the pantry, cleaned out the fridge, and messed with Sadie's room. Those are spaces that Amber is most likely responsible for in her home. Okay. I wonder how Josh would feel if Amber's dad came and decided he was going to reorganize the garage.
Right.
Or throw out a bunch of quote unquote useless fishing gear, or
right,
or decide that that Josh needs a better gun cabinet or whatever, and
or he's got a gun that's much too powerful for him, so he's gonna take it and put it in a safe place for him.
Yeah, and it's like Josh would feel like his space was invaded. He would feel like somebody is completely disrespecting him. Mm-hmm. And yet, and Amber could easily respond, well, that's just dad.
Yeah.
But again, like, you have to think about this in an empathetic way. How would you feel if your space was being invaded?
Yeah.
And the things that you have responsibility for in your home, like, if somebody comes in and just starts like altering everything.
Yeah. Well, for instance, it's like, so when we first moved into the parsonage here, I think you put the dishes in one drawer and then I decided to move them because you may not know this about this, but I'm the one that does most of the cooking. And so I arranged the kitchen in a way that works for me. And
correction, actually, when we were going and getting the dogs, Donna did a lot of the unpacking in the kitchen to help us out, and she put it in the space that made sense for her. I kept it that way because I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to blame you. I'm just trying to give perspective.
No, I know, but I was also trying to like be like, I don't care how it's organized.
But again, we appreciate what she did there, and if it was Nicole, I would have appreciated it. But at the same time, too, I know why the way I have the kitchen laid out, it's laid out in a way that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And because why I'm the one that's in there cooking.
Yeah.
So when I go to get a spatula, I know it's in this little black thing to my left because I'm left-handed.
Yeah.
So I'm not digging around to look for it. I know that the silverware drawer
is
left
to the sink.
Is to the left of the sink, but to my right from the stove. So I can reach in there and grab a spoon, grab a butter knife, grab whatever tongs, whatever I stick in there, right? I reorganized our spice cabinet recently, but I reorganized it in a way that makes sense to me so I can find things easier as I'm fixing supper, right? And so when you go into want to break and enter into your young married couple's house, because that's what it is. Let's not sugarcoat this. It's not just mom being mom. You are invading space uninvited.
Mm-hmm. It's not your house.
That's not yours.
It doesn't matter if you have a key or not. It's not your house. You were not asked to enter that premises. Do not enter.
Yes. And really, as parents, and I just read about this in Proverbs today, and I can't remember what the verse was, but it had something to do with sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. And I immediately thought, mother-in-laws have that stereotype. They have that joke about them that this is just what mother-in-laws do. That's how they are. But honestly, the father-in-law can do it, brother-in-laws can do it, sisters-in-laws can do it. But that's not really the point. The point is sticking yours where it doesn't belong. But honestly, when it comes to parents especially, I'm willing to bet Linda was that mom that was always stepping in and fixing things for Josh along the way. I'm making a lot of assumptions here. And again, we should try and be there for our kids. We should try and help our kids. But we can't fight all their battles for them. No,
we have to teach them how to fight their own battles. That's really what the proverb is saying when it says to train up your child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. It's about training your child on how to fight their own battles.
Yeah.
And it's like teaching a child to walk. You're not going to hold their hand forever. You're holding their hand and slowly releasing your hand so they learn to walk on their own. It's the same way when it comes to fighting your own battles and learning how to do life in general. It's not just about salvation. It's about teaching kids how to grow up to be functional adults without mom and dad holding their hand all the time.
That's right. And I found the Bible verse, by the way. It's Proverbs chapter 26, verse 17. It says, like yanking the ears of a dog, so is one who passes by and gets involved in another person's fight. And so that's kind of what, now I'm not saying this was a fight between Amber and Josh, but she stuck her nose in where it doesn't belong, right? And so I think Amber is right to have this conversation about setting those boundaries, because not only is it to help protect her and Josh's relationship, it's also helping Linda learn to this is a boundary where you can't step into. This is not your house. This is our house.
Yeah.
And so
that's not your responsibility, so stop making it your responsibility.
Yeah. Now, if she was invited in, that's different. But just to stick your nose in is wrong. So I really think, again, I didn't like the way Josh responded to that either, because again, he's kind of leaving his wife out to dry.
Yeah.
But yeah, man up and have an actual conversation with your wife about how you're feeling about this and what you're trying to address.
Yeah.
But in the end, I know Josh seems like the type of guy that does not like confrontation, and he runs from it. He just tries to keep the peace. But sometimes,
at least when it comes to him and his mom,
I think it's him in general.
We don't know,
but that's just what I'm picking up. But especially to his mom. But I think both sides of this coin. He's a person that tries to avoid conflict, tries to keep the peace between anybody. But unfortunately, his mom has disrupted their peace by invading their boundary.
Yeah.
So to kind of reestablish that peace for everyone, the way he's going about now is he just wants this false peace, right?
Yeah.
Nobody mad at each other. But sometimes when we set up boundaries, it's going to make people upset.
Well, and the thing is, though, there's already somebody upset.
Yeah.
There is already somebody whose peace has been disrupted, and he is expecting her to be quiet because he doesn't want his peace disrupted. And that's the thing with complacent people.
Yes.
And I'm just going to say it. it's not about keeping the peace for them. It's about keeping their peace for them. Because as long as there's no conflict that they can see, they can ignore it and they can feel fine. But the second there's conflict, because somebody else has been miserable and shoving it under the rug, and they finally had enough, then suddenly that person's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that person has been pushed to the point that they cannot hold back anymore.
Yeah.
And complacency is the reason why they have been pushed to that point, because somebody has said, I don't care enough about your discomfort
Yeah.
to speak up in favor of you.
Yeah.
And so I would argue that maybe Josh isn't a bad husband, but he's not a good one.
Yeah, he's struggling. Yeah. Because, I don't know. I think what he needs to remember is he's already chose his side in this. Meaning, when he said, I do, to Amber, he made his choice. Like, he should be standing by her in this moment, not...
Yeah.
leaving
And
her
instead, he's going back on his choice.
Yeah. So...
And he's leaving her out.
And unfortunately, his mom's put him in that position, too, where he's going to have to make that choice. But that doesn't free Josh up from making the choice he needs to make.
No.
And so right now, instead of protecting his mom, he needs to move to protect his wife and his family.
Yeah.
So...
And you know, I'm just going to say this because I feel like it's really important. Amber setting boundaries is a way of helping her continue to love Linda.
Yes, right.
Because at this point, she's feeling resentful. She's feeling upset. Linda has already caused disorder in her family with Sadie.
Yeah.
And in her friendship
Yeah.
with Heather and Madison,
Yeah.
I think.
Heather's the mom's name, Madison's the friend's name.
Yeah. Okay. But she's already caused disruption in the family with their friends.
Yeah.
And so, and then she comes into their home while they're not home
Yep.
and organizes things that she was not asked to organize, and throws away things she was not asked to throw away. And so at this point, if I were Amber, I'd be fuming.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm proud of Amber for not saying she's just not welcome in my house anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would be doing.
Right.
But Ginger.
Yeah.
So, so this is Amber's way of saying, hey, I still want to love your mom. But if she keeps crossing these boundaries, if she keeps disrespecting my space and my peace and my family, then guess what? I'm not going to love her anymore. And that'll breed even more resentment between her and Josh. It'll breed resentment between Sadie and Grandma, Sadie and possibly Dad, especially if Dad is continuing to just turn a blind eye to Grandma crossing lines.
Yeah.
And Sadie's going to grow up looking at her dad and kind of being like, does he have a backbone at all?
Right. Now, yeah, before, I don't know where it's going, but so how would you respond in the text message to Amber?
I would respond to Amber that, number one, that setting boundaries is extremely essential. So no, you're not alone. You do need to set boundaries, and you have my full support. Number two, I would highly recommend marriage counseling at this point.
Yeah.
Because if Josh is not going to back you,
Yeah.
like that's a major concern, and you guys need to get into counseling right now, because, and you know, you and I would be able to offer initial
At least help in the conversation.
yeah, but I would recommend a licensed therapist who specializes in couples and families.
That's right. And here's the thing, if we don't set the boundary now,
it's just going to get worse.
it's going to be a bigger problem down the road.
Yeah. And honestly, like, if Josh continues to just push the blame on to Amber, I would be like, you need to have a serious talk.
Yep.
Because this is not okay.
Yep.
So.
Now, we've been talking about boundaries here. Now let's talk about another boundary, something that's important for us to talk about as parents now, because the world we live in is constantly changing, and a lot of that change revolves around technology.
Yeah.
And there's two ways we can deal with technology. We can deal with it by fear and sticking our head in the sand, or we can learn to embrace it as the tool that it is.
Yeah.
And work with it. So we're going to start off here sharing about a real story that happened with Ben.
Yeah.
Nicole, why don't you share the story, because you're always better at retelling stories than I am.
I'm not actually privy enough on this story because you're the one who walked with Ben through it.
Oh, that's true. So our son Ben, he's got a phone, and he was on, I think it was Roblox.
Yeah, that much I do know.
I don't know much about it other than, talking to him a little bit about it, trying to pay attention to what games he's playing and stuff like that. But one day Ben was on there playing, and there just happened to be an older person in the room.
Well, we don't know they were older, but we're assuming.
We're assuming they were older. We don't really know. And this person approached him and asked him what his name was, asked him where he lived, asked him for his phone number, things like that. And so Ben,
we had already talked with Ben about not sharing personal information online.
We had that talk with him. And so Ben, Ben's like me. He's going to try and brush you off and brush you away in a polite, joking manner first. So first Ben was like, my name
is Donald Trump.
my name is Donald Trump, right? And then after and that didn't work. And then he said his phone number was 911. And then he gave up some fake made address that
he said he was from Wakanda.
Yeah, something silly like that. So Ben did that first. But that didn't work. This other person, gamer online, kept pressing. So finally Ben blocked him and reported him, and he come and told me. And
he also told the other kids in the chat, do not share any personal information with this guy.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it at all. But he was like very specific. Don't share any information with this guy. He's not a good person.
Yeah. And so in that moment, Nicole and I were very proud of Ben in that moment. Now, again, we're not proud because that happened. But that happened in the moment where it did happen. Ben was wise enough, paying attention enough to remember the advice we shared with him. Mm-hmm. And then come to us with it. And we didn't greet him when he came to us. We didn't greet him with, well, you shouldn't have been on there. We didn't greet him with, you shouldn't play that game. It was, well done, Ben. And then we took we took the information he gave us.
He did take screenshots of the chat too. I was very proud of him for that. Yeah. He thought ahead.
Yeah. And so we took all the stuff he had him send that stuff to us, and we submitted to the national
database
for exploited children.
Yeah.
Again, it might not be much of anything, but if this person's a regular predator and they're getting away with this, that person needed to be reported, and the proper authorities need to get involved. Mm-hmm. And so Ben took all the necessary steps. So again, we weren't proud because something bad happened. We were proud because Ben knew what to do.
Yeah.
When this situation came up.
And the reason why Ben knew what to do is because we've had these conversations with him. We're not sticking our head in the sand, assuming that he's going to, that he's not going to play these games. I mean, all of his friends play these games.
Yeah.
Instead, we told him about the risks. I check his phone quite a bit. I even have like a couple of safety apps on his phone to ensure that he can't do anything too bad. But like I check his phone. I check his history. He doesn't know how to clear that yet, thank God. and I check his text messages and things to make sure that he's being at least decent.
Right.
But we do that because we know that technology itself is a tool.
Yeah, it's not evil.
It's not something that we need to hide our kids from.
Yeah.
It's something that we need to teach them how to use properly.
That's right. And here's clearly on this. And we're two pastors telling you this right here, right now. Technology isn't evil.
Video games are not evil.
Phones are not evil.
The internet is not evil.
Yes.
They are tools.
Yes. And tools can build a house
or tear it down.
Tear it down. It all depends on whose hand the tool is in.
Yes.
Is it in the hand of somebody that's been trained been taught how to handle that tool, or is it in the hand of somebody that has no clue what they're doing?
Yeah. Okay. So, like, for example, the battery cables for a car.
Yes.
In your hands, they are a tool. In my hands, they will kill my car.
Yes.
However, our drill, in my hands, it's a tool. In your hands, I don't want to handle
It's a trip to the ER, probably.
Probably.
Again, this is about wisdom and determining how to use it. Again, this is also based on age appropriateness, right? And all of us as parents are going to have a different take and a different way of handling this. And we're not saying one way is better than the other.
And understand age appropriate is also very relative.
Yeah, it's not a set age like...
It's more maturity appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, too. Nicole mentioned it earlier. Ben goes online. Ben has had a rough school year this year. If you listen to the first episode of this season, he had ADHD, had to change schools mid-year. I mean...
He dealt with bullying.
And so, but in all those changes, he lost. The only time he got to see his friends that he had made at Estill or in the school system was at church group on Thursday. And so these games enabled him to maintain those friendships, to build those memories. And actually, gaming itself is something that's cool. Like I remember sitting in the living room playing video games with my dad. So you can create family memories through these things.
Well, and the thing is anymore, like there are companies now that are using these games to treat ADHD, to treat anxiety, to help people with learning disabilities be able to cope in real life.
Yes.
So these and we're talking like Minecraft is one that they're using. They're using Roblox. They're using oh man. Like what's like that latest like fantasy game?
I have no idea.
I don't know. But anyways, like I saw it and I've actually interacted with people who've used it and they swear by it. And it's like these games are great. They're being used when they're being used as tools.
Yes.
Now, again, they could be used as completely destructive things.
Right.
In the wrong hands. But that's where we as parents come in and we give our children the tools they need to identify when somebody is misusing the game.
We teach them how to respect the technology, both the good and the bad.
Yeah.
How to pay attention. Because again, the danger isn't Minecraft, it's not Roblox, it's not Fortnite. Those are not the problem. The problem is these games do allow for your child to be able to interact strangers, right? These strangers can now suddenly be in the world of your kid.
Yeah.
And so you have to prepare them for that.
But that same danger is right across the street at the playground when you take your kid. Mm-hmm. You just can see it better.
Yeah. So, and again, train your child up the way that they should go. And this is part of that, right? It's that Nicole and I had this conversation the other day. That's another verse from Proverbs. And that word train isn't about like, it's not a teaching thing. It is a teaching thing, but it's not a
doing for you thing. It's like it's like a coach when they're training somebody to run a marathon. They can't run the marathon for that person.
Yeah.
They are helping equip them. They're giving them the tools they need to be able to run the marathon. They're providing them with the cardio workouts to build that endurance. They're giving them the weights and the dietary restrictions and things like that. But notice they're not doing the diet for the person. They're not doing the weights for the person. They're giving them the tools they need to build up that endurance to run that marathon. And that's what we as parents are supposed to be doing. We're not doing life for our children. We are giving them the tools necessary to live it.
Yes. And so, again, we're not ignoring stranger danger, right? Stranger danger is still a real thing. And so, because your kid's going to encounter them, you have to prep them for that, just like you would in any situation, right? Hopefully you've had conversations with your kid about what happens when a stranger comes to the door or a stranger's calling on the phone. Like, our policy is if the phone's ringing and you don't recognize the number, don't answer it. if someone's knocking on the door, you don't know who it is, don't answer it. Call mom and dad. Things like that. You have those conversations about your kid, with your kid, about interactions in everyday life. Those same conversations apply online. You just have to talk about it a little bit differently. Again, a stranger online is still a stranger. And just because they play with that person for 6 months doesn't mean they know them, right? They can be friends online, but again, don't share information online. Like, that's just a simple rule. So understanding who strangers are is important. So some of the ways we can parent through this is, one, know the games that your kids are playing.
And in order to be able to know the games your kids are playing, you have to be building that safe space for them to be able to talk to you about it without ridicule and without them feeling like they're going to get in trouble.
Yeah. And then play games with them occasionally. Because when you're showing them that this system is not evil, it's not of the devil, it's not out to get them, but you're also teaching them to respect it, right? And so we've had a lot of family game times where we're playing Mario Kart or Minecraft or Grand Theft Auto, and we've made a lot of memories in those moments.
Yeah.
That we all laugh and joke about still. So play with them occasionally. Ask questions. If they're talking to you about your favorite game. I know it's boring when they're talking to you about their favorite game,
especially when it's a game you don't care about.
You don't care about and you've never played. But listen to them about it. Learn about it. And also, as a parent, don't only show up in their gaming world when things go wrong. Be present in it when things are right.
Yeah. Actually, one of the ways that we're able to be present, because again, we don't play Roblox, but our kids will regularly be on voice chat with their friends while they're playing. And so we'll come on the voice chat with our, because our kids are on speakerphone, and we'll just start like trash talking our kids.
Yeah. We'll trash talk our kids in front of their friends online.
It's fun.
And occasionally I'll pick on their friends too.
Yeah. If we know them.
I don't know. Maybe you.
Well, if we know that our kids know them personally.
Yeah.
Like especially Jaden. We pick on her friends a lot.
Yeah.
So, but like, again, like, and it shows their friends that we're involved too. Like, so that way their friends know that there is an adult watching. There is an adult paying attention to this.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of helps the content at that point too.
Yeah. And again, create a home, create an environment for your kids where they know if something weird happens online, they can come and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and teach them to never share personal information like their address, what school they go to, their phone number, any of their passwords, their personal photos, or anywhere that they might meet this person.
Yes, don't share that. Just teach them that. And if someone's asking for that, that's not a person they need to be talking to online.
No.
So that's important. And now the other side of this too is they're kids. Sometimes they are going to make mistakes. Ben got in trouble because he was on YouTube when he wasn't supposed to, and he and another friend decided they were going to have a. When I say friends, they were not friends. They were the opposite of friends, and they were using it to bully each other. So we had to get both parents involved, sit down, and handle that situation.
And Ben lost his phone for a while, and he learned the consequences.
Jaden had a scenario where she was showing little kids videos she shouldn't have been showing them. Like, when I say it shouldn't be showing them,
it wasn't like anything like inappropriate. It was just
inappropriate for the age level.
Well, yeah, I meant like it was scary.
Yeah,
like scary for a 4-year-old to be watching, not scary for like a third grader to be watching.
Yeah. And so we had to sit down and talk with Jaden about, one, when you're in church, your phone should be put away. You should be paying attention in church unless you're using it for your Bible app. And two,
well, that was after church hour, but
yeah, but also know who your audience is. Pay attention. So again, they open up opportunity for us to have a conversation and navigate through that situation with Jada. And again, she lost her phone for a little bit as a consequence. But again, we were able to navigate it and teach her a valuable lesson. So again, she's not afraid of her phone. She's not afraid of the technology. She's respectful of it.
And she's not afraid of us seeing her phone.
Yeah.
Because again,
that's one of our rules too, is if one of us as parents ask Ben or Jada to see their phone,
they cannot close anything out. They have to hand it directly to us. And if they say, hold on, they lose their phone.
Yes. And it's effective. Now, do we abuse that privilege? Absolutely not.
It's usually when I'm kind of starting to notice if there's like an attitude issue or if one of them's starting to feel like look a little depressed or whatever. I'm wanting to make sure that it's not anything that they're dealing with on their phones or dealing with from technology.
Yeah.
Because bullying is very real.
Yeah. And now, something important as you're teaching your kids to navigate these online games is there are three simple buttons that they need to know. They need to be able to find. The first one is they need to be able to find the block button.
Yes. That way they can't be contacted by the person that is harassing them, asking for personal information, just being inappropriate in general, or just somebody that they don't want to talk to.
Yeah. Next button, so find block. Teach them to find the report button. They need to know where the report button is, and so when somebody the behavior is inappropriate, they can not only block the person but report it not to put it just to stop to it for them, but to help protect other people as well.
And most games and apps will investigate inappropriate behavior, and most of them will have that report button. And honestly, if they don't have a report button, it's probably best that your kid not be on it.
Yeah, tell them this might not be the best game for you.
Yeah,
and usually if you explain that to your kid,
as long as like we're referring to the games that actually have like interaction between people.
And again, the next one is leave the game. You don't and your kid doesn't owe anybody an explanation for that.
Yep,
It's okay to if something feels weird or off.
They can leave.
Yeah.
And that goes outside of technology too.
Yep.
We also have a rule with our children that if they feel uncomfortable with somebody when they're like asking for hugs or asking for, to spend time with them and chat, like they don't have to. It's if they're not comfortable, they are allowed to leave the situation and come get mom and dad.
Yeah. And that's, I think, so tell mom and dad.
Yes.
That's the last important thing. Teach them to tell you. And that means you can't when they come to you with this, you can't be angry. Well, you can be angry, but you can't take your anger out on them.
Yeah. Make sure that they know that whatever emotion that you are displaying is not directed to them.
Yeah. But the big thing is let them know that you're glad that they came to you with this information. That you, reward their confidence. Yeah. And that's only going to build confidence for other things in life. When they're running into problems, they'll come and talk to you about it. They'll invite you into it rather than you having to pry your way in.
And if your kids come to you with information or screenshots, save them. Save the screenshots, save whatever information they have. Don't delete anything yet. If someone is acting like they're grooming your child, asking for personal information, being inappropriate, whatever, report it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's cyber tip line.
Yep. And
contact local law enforcement if there's any chance that this person is local.
Yeah. And especially if there's immediate danger involved. Goes directly. But the thing is, you might think, well, that might be overkill. What if that's not your job to decide.
They will investigate it, and if it is overkill, they'll let it go. But if it's not, you might save a life.
Yes.
And it might not even be your kid's life, because maybe your kid is like Ben, where they know to report these things and everything. So it's not that big of a deal for them. But what about that little 5-year-old that doesn't know?
Yes. And so you're teaching your child not only protect themselves, but protect other people too. And I kind of have a story. It's not really related to technology, but it kind of fits this. I was recently, or a couple of years ago, I was cutting the church grass. And there was a girl, I'm going to assume she was 20, somewhere around that age, and she was jogging through town from Irvine into Ravenna. And all of a sudden, she runs up the side of our sanctuary to where the ramp is, runs up it, and ducks down where she can't see. The way our sign's situated, you can't see behind it from that position. So that was I just happened to be mowing right there when it happened. So I killed the mower, and I was like, "Is everything okay?" And she shared that she was jogging the same truck past her like 5 times, so it made her nervous. And so I was like, I'm completely understand. Stay here until you feel safe. You need to go inside. We'll let you inside. But she stayed outside, and then she felt. Then she decided to go finish her run up to her mom's house. And I kind of offered to follow behind her closely, and she was okay with that. But later that day, I wrestled with for a little bit, do I need to report this or not? And I went to our local police officer and shared it with him. And he was very grateful because the more I thought, I was like, if I don't report this, the details that she gave me, and some other person goes missing, and the cops have to go, it's going to take the police that much longer to find this person because they don't have anything to go off of. And so that's the same thing here online we're talking about. You may not think it's a whole lot, a big deal, but it might be. You don't know. So, and it's not our job to find out. It's our job to turning it into the authorities or the people that know how to investigate this and let them do their job. Yeah. They will determine that. Now we're going to include the hotline for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in the hotline, or in the show notes. We're going to include that hotline number for you to be able to use if you need it. I'm not sure where you're listening from, but just make sure you know your local law enforcement numbers and ways to contact them to share this information with them. And
if you are international, then you might need to look up your own national tip lines and things like that, and find out if your country has a tip line, and if not, just really rely on your local law enforcement.
Yes, because in the end, our goal isn't to scare the kids. We don't want to do that.
It's to give them tools. It's to prepare them.
Right.
And parents, when your child comes and says something weird happened online, don't begin with, what were you doing?
Instead, begin with, thank you for telling me.
Yeah. That is, stop blaming the victim.
Yes.
Your child in that moment, when somebody's being weird with them online, your child is a victim there.
Yes.
Do not blame the victim.
Yes.
And thank them for telling you.
Yes. And again, as you investigate, as you have the conversation, you might find out your kid did something wrong, but that's not what we're talking about here.
Don't assume the worst.
Don't assume the worst.
Not about your kid.
Again, if the kids think they're immediately going to get in trouble,
they will hide everything.
Yes. But if they know mom and dad are safe, they'll come to you. They'll share with you. So be ready.
So technology isn't going away. I don't know why we seem to think that it will.
Yeah, I'm sure back when the Industrial Revolution started, there were all kinds of Christians like, oh, this isn't going to last long.
Yeah.
When the telephone came out, this isn't going to last long.
But we get so caught up on banning phones and banning computers and banning internet access and all that stuff. It's not going anywhere. So it's important for us as parents, as teachers, as Sunday school teachers, as church leaders, to raise up our children with the tools they need to navigate this stuff. So technology isn't going away. Neither are online friendships. Neither are online dangers.
Yes. So that means our job isn't raising fearful kids. We don't want them petrified of everything. We don't want them, we want to be able to raise up wise children, ones that know how to think for themselves, know how to navigate things when these situations happen.
Yeah. And this week and the last couple of months, we've been really proud of one little boy, or our little Ben, who knew exactly what to do when somebody was weird.
Yes. Again, I mean, we never want our kids to encounter something like that, and encounter dangers of this world. We want to protect them as much as we can, but that's an impossible task.
Yeah.
They're going to encounter something at some point along the way.
Yeah.
So our goal is to raise children who know what to do when that happens.
Yeah.
So until next time.
Grace and peace.
Through storms and swallowed our noise, church keys in hand, coffee and mugs, our lives held together by grace and a few hugs. They said she submits, we said we both do. It's not about ladders, it's me and you, serving the kingdom in aprons and jeans, laugh lines and calloused hands and holy routines. At this table for two, there's room for you. Pull up a chair, we'll tell the truth. From love and